All right, we're going out to Chicago right now because we got to talk about sub sandwiches. And the best part about this story is they're Jersey subs. These are like, now, we'll discuss this. Christine Speck is with us right now. Cousin Subs out in Chicago. Christine, first of all, I love that you're calling them subs because people in South Jersey call them, what do they call them? Wedges? Is that right?
In South Jersey, they call them hoagies, heroes.
Hoagies, that's what it is. Yeah, it's not. It's a sub. So you're clearly from the northern part of our state, our fine state. Where are you from?
Well, my dad is originally from Atlantic City, New Jersey, but he married my mom and moved to Milwaukee. He was in the printing industry, and he really missed that East Coast style sub sandwich. So he recruited his cousin Jim from Atlantic City and to move to Milwaukee, and they started Cousin Subs in 1972.
Now, that's interesting, because Atlantic City is south enough to still call it a hoagie. Isn't that true?
Right. Well, and they call them sub sandwiches, too. I mean, there's a famous sub sandwich restaurant in Atlantic City, and that's a lot of what my father modeled our products after.
So I love this story. Jersey guy gets dragged to Milwaukee because he gets married and says, I need my sandwiches. Right. And he starts Cousin Subs. Awesome story.
He did.
Okay, so you stayed in the business, and you decided to start franchising it. How come?
Right. Well, franchising is an excellent opportunity to give people who want to be entrepreneurs but want to buy into a system where they don't have to reinvent the wheel. So franchising allows small business owners to live their dream, but also allows us as the franchisor to grow our business. So we love it.
Now, I got to ask a question, because the bread, you make the bread with the Jersey water. Whether you think it's good or crappy, who knows? It doesn't matter, because it's still Jersey water that makes the bread so good. How do you get your Italian bread to be so good on these subs?
Right, and that is the foundation of our brand, is our better bread, better subs. So that was one thing when they started it in 1972. They worked with a local baker in Milwaukee to perfect the Italian bread recipe, and they did. Now today, we bake our bread in each of our restaurants 2 to 3 times a day so that it's always fresh. And people who know Italian bread, they always know it's a little bit crunchy in the crust, but soft and tender in the inside, and that's exactly what we serve today.
That is exactly right. Okay, now, 1985, you're franchising. You've got about 30 out there. How do you compete with the likes of the Subways and, I guess, Blimpie? Even though you can't even, I don't even think Blimpie's a sandwich, but Quiznos, I guess, is out there these days. There's a lot of them. How do you compete?
There is a lot of competition, and we have about 150 restaurants, but what we try to do is differentiate ourselves in a couple of different ways. One, we really believe and are so thrilled to be a family business. It really is a family. My brother is a franchisee. He owns and operates 3 restaurants. My dad is still active in the business, and of course I'm there. But the bloodlines, the family business goes outside the bloodlines. We have a lot of tenured employees that have been with us for 30, 35 years. We have many employees who have grown to become franchisees, and we have franchisees that have stayed with us since the late 80s and, you know, running very successful operations. So we love that we're part of a family business where it's more than just yourself. We're there to support one another, and we are in it collectively to help each other be successful.
Did you always know you were going to stay? Because I know you worked part-time as a kid and then you went to college. Was your intent always to come back to the business?
It was not my intent, actually. My parents gave me the freedom to get my education, do what I wanted to do. So when I was 15, of course, I worked in the restaurants. I did the cashiering. I was a sandwich maker, and I cleaned a lot, but then did my own thing. Returned in 2001 to run the Human Resources Department at Cousins, and then in 2008 became the President and Chief Operating Officer. It was not a predictable path to becoming the President, but it's one that's worked out very well.
And, my family has a family business as well. It takes, it's hard for a lot of people. How do you make it work?
Well, you try to have a lot of open communication. You let everybody have their opinion. You work together. And you really try to focus on common goals. And for us, that would be growth. We certainly want to expand our business beyond 150 units. We know we're the smaller player in the market, but we're very nimble and have a lot of opportunity. So by focusing people and getting them on the same page about where we want to go and how we want to get there, I think you can avoid a lot of that drama that can often happen in a family business.